Well, here we are another day in lockdown. But I've noticed that things are starting to look a little different. People are starting to look for other ways um, to deal with the issues of today. And I think it's very evident in the CNN that I read a lot. So a couple of the stories are that, for instance, there's a story about a respiratory therapist who's in a coma, has coronavirus, and during this time, while in a coma, she gives birth to a daughter. Pretty amazing. Apparently, some 93-year-old woman complained about being able to get her Coors Light, and she gets a huge delivery of Coors Light. It's a story, very interesting story. You wouldn't think it could happen. Well, certainly nobody could get away with it in the United States anymore at all. Uh, but in China, surprisingly enough, somebody in China put a sign up on a Chinese McDonald's, and the sign said that they had been advised that black people were not allowed to enter into the McDonald's store. Well, of course, got back to McDonald's, and there is a apparently China McDonald's having headquarters and all like that over there, who of course got rid of the sign, and of course who apologized. But it's pretty crazy. Another thing is Barack Obama, day after Sanders had endorsed Joe Biden, Obama comes on, endorses Joe Biden because he's the last one, as would be only right, of the major players to come and endorse Joe Biden. So, excuse me? Yeah. So I'm not surprised at all that it happened. And in fact, I think that all of this has meant that it's happening within decent timing. You don't see all of the nastiness like was there for Hillary, which ended up with all of the different resentments and everything that to her not being elected. I think you'll see a very, very different thing happening now. In fact, one of the states that was an issue was Wisconsin, that went for Trump. And they're having huge arguments there, as you may know, between now the democratically elected governor, is a Democrat, and of course the Senate there was also democratically elected, but it's controlled by Republicans. So what's happening is that every time that the Democratic governor wants to do something, then the Republican Senate then slaps him down. So he wanted to postpone the election because of all of the coronavirus. Well, the Republicans refused because they thought they were going to do well, and even went to court, clear up to the Supreme Court, which essentially went through all Republicans and got their wish and had the election. People turned around, though, and said, not going to have this, that you're not going to treat us that way during an election. We're not just pawns. And they turned around, and so then out of the results of it, then their Republican Supreme Court judge that was supposed to be elected no problem loses to a liberal. And it's just hilarious how that, you finally get some indication that people aren't fooled. Or if they are, it's the fool me once thing. But they don't just keep on getting fooled. And eventually they get it. They start seeing the light. And that, frankly, shows a lot of hope for the country, for our people. And so I'll leave you there. Have a great day. Hope you're doing better. And take care of yourselves as we hopefully start seeing an end of the coronavirus. No takebacks. Take care.